Hello, welcome to Marta's Gourmet and Organic Kitchen. Today we're going to cook a delicious meal that is very simple to do. It's inspired from the Mediterranean cuisine. It is inspired on the Greek moussaka, but this one is going to be a lot simpler and you're going to love it. It is the Turkish version of the Greek moussaka. So the ingredients are an eggplant, some good quality organic beef, and tomatoes, onions, oregano, thyme, salt and pepper, and that's it. And of course a good olive oil. So this looks like it looks like it's almost done. Now, it doesn't have to be totally brown, but most of it, so you can remove the oils. Now, the oils, this piece of meat that I bought here, was supposed to be only like 10% fat, but the truth is that a lot more of that fat gets removed when you saute the meat by itself previously to do anything else. I'm just draining it right here in a colander. And in the same pan, so I don't like to make a lot of messes, it's a lot of work, I'm going to brown the onions and the garlic. So I have some olive oil right here. Put a little bit of olive oil. The pan is already hot, so I don't have to worry about warming it up and warm up the oils. But notice that I use very little oil for this. So I'm not going to use all of these onions because I can use them for something else. But I cut out the whole large onion that I had to save time for my next dish. This is already done, so I save it for later. I have some garlic here, pre-cut. Whenever I have the extra garlic, I put it in the freezer and I use it another time. So I would like to see that the onions get transparent, so my expression is that I like to sweat the onions, to take all of the humidity, so all of the moisture out until they're translucent. And once I accomplish that, then I can add the meat. Oh, and I almost forgot my secret ingredient, and that is, peppers. I like to have a little kick. So instead of chopping them up in small little pieces, I just put the whole thing. I did take the seeds out earlier, and I'm going to put it there, and then later I just remove them. But it does give a little extra taste. Okay, so now the onions are nice and golden. I'm going to add a few bay leaves to my garden, but you can buy them from the store. And to this, I put the meat back. Here we go. So they can get integrated. I have the tomato sauce. These tomatoes were also from my garden and I made a sauce. with them. But if you don't have a garden, or if it's winter time, you can always use organic tomatoes. I think I might need a little water here. Yep, that's great. The eggplant should be almost ready now. While this is cooking, I'm going to check on the eggplant to see if it's ready. I will be back in just a minute. Time to remove the eggplant off the oven. Oh, it looks beautiful. Perfect. Perfect. So I'm going to cut it up. And I'm going to put it all with the sauce that has been simmering, and it looks delicious. Oops. Okay, and just put it all together here. And let's get this out of the way. So just cube it. Now, is this easier to do than fry it on top of the stove? Isn't it healthier? You don't use any oils, barely any oils when you spray it with a spray bottle. It smells so good. So it is time to put the eggplant. Yeah, it seems like the amount that I put in is just perfect for this dish. Yes, this is my husband's most favorite dish. He absolutely loves it. You can see how easy it is. You know, in a rainy day, when you want to have something warm, you don't feel like having soup, because soup all the time, you know, you gotta have variety. And variety doesn't mean boring. So this is wonderful. Okay, take a good look at this. Whoa. This is it. Let it cook for another 5 minutes and it should be ready. I think I'm going to put a little extra water. So it has the chance to cook and be nice and moist, and it will integrate better with the eggplant. The eggplant will absorb the flavors of the meat, and you can still see the big pieces of eggplant, so it doesn't like disappear. Now this you can serve it right on top of rice, and it looks wonderful. Now it's time to put the spices on. Here I have some thyme and some oregano. A little more thyme. Just, I always use eye meter. I'm going to put a little more salt and pepper to taste. It's better to go low on salt and then let everybody add their own salt when they, you know, if that's what they like. Well, remember that when it's simmering for a little while, all of the juices get absorbed, and the last thing that you want it to do is burn this delicious meal. So my advice is to add a little bit of water, a little more water. I have already some measure here because I don't want to put too much, just enough that it's saucy. And just let it cook for a little bit longer. Don't forget to remove the bay leaves and the peppers. Those are your secret ingredients.